I think everybody in that locker room puts a lot into this and works really hard and sacrifices a lot. And so the first thing I'm going to say is enjoy winning. A lot goes into this, and we're hard on these guys, and I can be the devil sometimes to them, but I'm going to let them enjoy a win tonight because they got their first one under their belt, and I'm proud of that and happy about that. I'm going to be positive on the first night. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be positive, okay? But when it hits midnight, I'm going to go being negative because we got a lot we got to work on. But 2 for 16 for 3 for them, I thought that was really good. We talked a lot about how we were going to number 50, Philip Scobaggi, I hope I'm saying this right, but Scobaggi, we were really worried about his shooting. I mean, he was really impressive on film and a guy that you felt like could come in here and make 7 or 8 threes. And we made a big emphasis of how we were going to try to run him off the line. And I was really proud he's 0 for 3 tonight. He didn't even get many looks. We were really concerned about Jaden Brownell's shooting. He's 0 for 4 from 3. So I liked how we guarded the three-point line. I thought we had some really good defensive possessions at times. So you hold them under 60, you're pleased with that. We did not defend the rim well. I think you guys saw that. I think some of it, we maybe broke down a little bit, letting the ball get to the middle when we shouldn't have. We didn't come over and help and make plays, blocking and making people miss enough. That's some stuff we're going to get to in film. I was disappointed in that. I thought if we'd have defended the rim a little better, it could have been a nice defensive night. But that'd be the stuff that we really got to get back to the film and try to learn from. Offensively, when you go 5 for 25 from 3, and most of them are really clean, good looks, the right shots, and you still win by double figures, you're pretty dang happy as a coach. Those are the good wins because we're going to be a good shooting team. And, man, I thought there was some really, really good looks that just didn't go. And especially there in the second half where we could have really broke it open. So 5 for 25, you don't like that, but you win by 11 and you shoot 5 for 25, that's a good sign because it means you did some other things well. I wasn't really pleased with our rebounding guys. I think this has to be a great rebounding team. We've showed that we have the ability to do that at times in the preseason. And so, you win the boards 39-36, but let's be honest. I mean, they're not really crashing hard. I was really disappointed we gave up 6 rebounds, offensive rebounds to them. And, I thought that was just sometimes missing box outs, being a little lackadaisical when the shot goes up. So I was disappointed in that. And I thought we could have had more than 10. I mean, we had like 3 offensive rebounds early in the game, and it felt like we didn't get another one forever. So we got to crash the board a little bit there. But all that said, it's good to get the first one under our belt. It was great to see some of these new guys have their first game as a Bearcat and have some good moments. It was great to see John Newman back out there. I mean, he looked like he was dead in the second half, like he was winded, so we'll get him back in game shape. But, man, that was awesome. I could keep going on and on so you guys don't have to ask me questions, but I guess I'll let it go from here. So what do you guys got?
Wasn't the greatest three-point shooting night, but how happy were you for CJ to knock his first 2 down with Bearcat?
Yeah, I thought CJ was great in the first half. Not just making shots, making the right play with the ball. Like the end of the first half, we go 2 for 1 out of the timeout, and it was the design play to try to get him just a little flip back 3 quickly. They ran him off the line, but he gets Day a wide open one. So it's not just the shooting, it's like the playmaking as well that I think is really underrated. And I thought he was terrific at times. He scared me to death when he looked like he might have gotten hurt there in transition. So I'm glad he's fine. I think he probably told you guys the same thing. But he's going to be really important to this team. You guys can see that, I'm sure.
Right. You didn't have great offensive nights from Vic and from CMOS. Is it a benefit to see them have to work through that on night one where 2 guys that they're counting on kind of didn't have it going from the field and they're still able to put up 70, 69?
Yeah, I thought that was, like I said, 5 for 25, and it wasn't the best offensive night for CMOS or Vic. And we know they're good off. I mean, you guys have all seen it here. Vic's a really good offensive player. And CMOS has proven good offensive player in the Big East for 2 years. We've seen it a whole summer in preseason. So I'm not worried about them. It's actually a good sign. They're going to be fine. I'm not worried about that at all.
That was good for to see the other guys
respond. It was good that you can see there's some firepower, right? You can see there's some firepower on the floor, and it wasn't our best offensive night. I do think the one thing offensively that I liked is we got some stuff in transition. Like especially in the second half, it's like the game kept going on and on. Like, we finally broke through and got down to the rim and transitioned a little bit and put some pressure on the rim, so I like that.
15 points for Day tonight. Just thoughts on his first game as a Bearcat.
You know, a freshman and junior college point guard, I just like seeing those guys get their first game under their belt. You know, and I mean, I can think, you know, I thought Day was Day at times, right? He's going to make a lot of plays. He's good, guys. Like, I think that's pretty clear. You know, but he's got some things he's got to learn quickly at this position. Like, this is playing point guard at this level is very difficult. He's got some things he's got to learn quickly. Jizzle looked like a freshman at times defensively, and I think he's going to be able to learn a lot from this tape because a lot of his mistakes resulted in baskets. But I think it was good for him to get those minutes, and he's going to have a great freshman year, but it is going to take a little bit of time to kind of get used to this level of basketball where the attention to detail. So, you know, both of those guys, like, there's going to be a lot to learn from this film. There's going to be a couple good things for both of them, but they're the right kids. Like, they're going to be fine. They just got to grow quickly for us.
When Seamoss is struggling there up until the second half, what are your conversations with him like? Is it, you know, better shot selection? Is it just keep shooting it? Where do you stand on that?
I mean, Seamoss, like, played in, like, the top division in Germany. He's played for national teams, Lithuania and Canada. He played 2 years in the Big East. Like, he doesn't need a lot of conversations in the middle of a game. He's, like, a very mature basketball player. He's played, like, very high-level basketball. He knows, right? I think I didn't like the leap and leaner floater he shot when he got run off the line there late in the second half, and I said something about that, but he knows he's a really good offensive player. He's going to have a really good year. I got no concerns about him big picture, and he's an unselfish player. So, yeah, there was a couple shots I didn't like, and, you know, he didn't have his best night. He's going to be fine.
Toby Okani had a great night, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Just talk about what he was able to do offensively that allowed him to get going tonight.
He's pretty good. He's a good player. All-league player in the Missouri Valley, which is a really, really, really good mid-major league. I mean, boy, I thought he was pretty good. Like, getting downhill off his right hand. You know, Odie goes under a flare early, hits a three, makes his pay there. I think, one. He was the one that got 1 for 2. I thought he really finished well, going left to right. We missed a couple switches on him that gave him angles over John, but they do a really nice job of clearing that, like, double gap in that left to right drive, and you saw that over and over all night. We made some errors there that we'll get back to on the film, but he's a good player. Like, he's a legit talent at 6'8" and skilled, all that kind of stuff. He'll have a great year in the Missouri Valley.
Just like a whole, you guys scored their bench 30-4. Just how big was that unit tonight?
Yeah, again, I thought everybody that, hey, we have 9 guys on our rotation right now. There's a couple guys sitting over there, guys, that deserve to be out in that court, and that'd make us a lot more dynamic. But we have 9 guys on our rotation, and they're all contributing, and they're all going to contribute this year, and they're all going to be important to our team. We have good depth.
How much tangibly did you see from Dan and his progression that he's had just over this summer? Does it look like he was playing just really together and really confident?
Well, first off, with Dan, I mean, you know, you look down, he has 8 rebounds, and I think that we talked about rebounding here a minute ago, and I mean, that really provides something for this team, is the way he rebounds the ball. He's been our best rebounder on the perimeter the entire preseason, and he was that way again tonight. His evolution as a player is significant. I mean, if you think about him the first week of the season last year to now, I mean, he's taken significant steps forward. The neat thing about Dan is he ain't even scratching the surface yet. Like, I just think he was here last year, he's here now, and I think he can get way up there. So he's got a long way to go, but I am proud that he keeps growing and improving. He's going to be incredibly important to this team. I think everybody knows that.
Just a coach's decision on Ray tonight.
Yeah, Ray's going to be fine, guys. Ray's going to be fine.
20 points off turnovers tonight. How do you feel your depth and pressure affected them?
Yeah, again, there's a lot of stuff. And first night, we got a win under our belt. That felt pretty good. And I'm going to be positive tonight, okay? I'm going to be positive. Now, I'm not going to be positive in 30 minutes, okay, when we start watching this film. But one of the things that was good was the 20 turnovers that you mentioned. I mean, I'm sorry, the 15.
20 points off.
20 points.
15 turnovers there. So we forced 15 turnovers. That was good. And then being able to convert some of those was important to us.
2 more questions.
You talked about a guy in John Newman earlier. He kind of set the tone there early. He gets the chase down block, and then he beats his man baseline for the two-handed slam. Just talk about everything he's been through and how happy you are to see him back healthy as a head coach.
Well, he went baseline and dunked it. I said, welcome back. You know, I said that to him when he ran off the floor. It was pretty good. No, I love John Newman. John Newman's a Bearcat. Everybody that watches him knows that. Now, he was gassed in the second half. And I took him out in the first couple minutes of the second half because he just looked like, and when John Newman's not playing hard, something's not right. And it was just that he was really, really tired. But we were really cautious with him and C.J. Frederick throughout the preseason. So John's probably not in the best shape yet, but he'll get there quickly. But it's good to see him moving like John Newman and starting to find his offensive rhythm as well.
You've seen him, but you think the crowd was surprised by Day-Day's dunk?
I couldn't tell you what the crowd thought of it. I can tell you that I've seen it, and you know, we saw that in recruiting, and he's explosive, guys. He's an explosive player. So I don't know what people thought. I have no idea. I'm not thinking about that during the game. I will say about the crowd tonight, I love to see those end zones full with our students. Boy, that was great. That was great. We got to have the best student section in the country. I think we can here. And to see those end zones full tonight, that was awesome. I hope we get that every night here in Fifth Third. So really appreciated our students tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
I want to say one more thing. It's bittersweet when you win and 2 kids that you think deserve to play are sitting in street clothes. It's bittersweet. And those 2 dang kids deserve to be playing. It ain't right. It ain't right. So I'm happy I am that we won the game. I feel like hell. I feel bad for those 2 kids. And yes, our team would be different with them. Yes, that's true. And I'll recognize that would make us a better team. And heck, I want us to be a better team. But those 2 dudes, they deserve to be playing basketball. I cannot see what it serves to keep. I don't know what it serves to keep them from playing basketball. What purpose does it serve? They're in good academic standing. They're good students. They're great kids. They followed rules and guidelines that were provided them. I don't know who it serves for them not to play. All I know is what it does to them as kids, and it's not good. That was a really hard night for those 2 kids. But I wish somebody would tell me who it's helping for them not to be playing basketball. What purpose is that serving? All the stuff we got in college athletics, all the changes, what purpose is it serving for Aziz and Jamil to not be playing college basketball? Why do they deserve that? What point's trying to be made here? What point? 7 guidelines. They meet all 7. I'd tell you about it, but that's personal information. But I can tell you emphatically, it's 7 for 7. And I don't know what purpose it serves for them to be sitting. I'm trying to hold my tongue while we wait on this appeal, but what are we waiting on? These 2 deserve to play basketball. And yes, that would make our team better, and I can recognize that. But you guys don't get to see how it's affecting them. And it's awful. It's awful. Basketball is not like coaching. You can coach till you die. Basketball, you only get to play so many years. Man, we're taking a year away from them. I don't understand. I don't know what purpose that's serving. So, yes, I'm excited about the win, but that's the bittersweet part. And, man, those kids are struggling, and it ain't right. And I'm going to keep standing up for them because it is not right. And, yes, it'll make us a better team, but more important than that, it ain't right. And I don't understand the purpose here. I don't know who this serves to keep them from playing basketball. All right, thanks, guys.